Hey, what's up? I'm Derek Kirk of Effectatron, and today I'm talking to you with the Rococo head rig camera. This thing is nuts. Ah, yes, straight into the sun. God. To infinity and beyond. Huh? Why is that the only thing I can do? They're in the walls. I'm having too much fun. Nonsense, poopy pants. But isn't this just absolutely nuts? The That's crazy. That worked so well. Um, guys, this is nuts. Thank you for this head cam, man. This thing is just uh, so good. It's gonna be a great day to fly. Where are we gonna go? Hey, how's it going? I'm Derek Kirk of Effectatron, and I've just landed my spaceship here, and we are going to go on an adventure. Sorry, freeze-dried burritos. Not agreeing with my system right now. But we are going to explore the galaxy, and we are going to world build, and we are going to just have so much fun creating and exploring the. Oh my god. Oh my god, that stinks. Okay. Oh, it's airtight. Okay, breathe. I need it. Okay. An adventure. Sorry, freeze-dried burritos. Not agreeing with my system right now. Oh. Oh my god, that stinks. Okay. Oh, it's airtight. Okay, breathe. I need it. Okay. That's enough. That's enough of that. Oh, I had some fun making this, man. I really did. And like I know like there's some imperfections and things, but literally this entire thing I did in one day. I filmed it, I set up, I rigged it, I did everything, and what we're gonna cover in this video is just kind of how the Rococo head cam rig just helped make this so much better and faster for my animations and stuff for my face. It just captures everything so well, and it just makes it easy, and it gets the audio and stuff to the phone if you want to do that and that way. But yeah, I'll show you just how insanely quick and easy it is to literally put your like metahuman blueprint. This body kit is from the Astronova pack from Big Medium Small. It's fantastic. And then you put the metahuman head inside of it. They have a tutorial on how to do that very quickly and easily. And then Rococo has amazing tutorials. Sam is always doing a fantastic job keeping it up to date as well with like 5.6 and everything. So it is like very easy to just literally take your footage. We use the headcam monocular video footage to capture my face, and then just plop it on the body, and it just processes the video just like that. And the head cam's great because it's exactly the same distance from your face and everything. It never moves. It has a light built into it. It's incredibly light, so you can do stuff without even like feeling like it's there. You get a great shot of how many boogers you have in your nose as well. But also, so sorry about that. But yeah, but it's fantastic and so easy. And so we'll just walk through the steps really quickly on how I used it to create this short, and man, this is just baby steps. Like I'm just diving into Unreal Engine and I'm able to create this. The spaceship is from Kitbash back there. The world is the Dark Cavern Megascans world, which is free to use. And then I use Ultra Dynamic Sky to do the rain on top of that. But man, the possibilities and the excitement, like I'm legitimately so excited to just start creating and go on more adventures. And I always love sci-fi, so we are definitely going to go on a lot more sci-fi stuff because I love world building and sci-fi, and those two things go hand to hand because, like, you know, Rick and Morty or whatever, everything is in space, so you can go anywhere, create any planet, anything, and as long as you arrive in a spaceship, it makes sense, right? So yeah, pretty cool. I love it. I'm very excited. The video, I just had this idea. I set it up. I put the suit on. I filmed it that morning. edited it, and I was pretty much like as from going from filming it in the suit to having it in Unreal Engine, the character rig, the face working and everything, probably 30 minutes total. And then the rest of the day is literally spent tweaking a million things like lighting, different takes. And Unreal Engine 5 is amazing because I used Lumen to render it out, and I was able to render this out like 6 or 7 different times. It would take a few minutes every time, totally fine, totally easy to do. It was just a lot of fun to do. It's just silly. And this is just what I wanted to kind of intro into both the Rococo head cam to showcase how fast it works and how you can do it with any metahuman, any character, everything. How did I make my metahuman? I scanned my face with my Creality Ferret Scan Pro. It's turned out okay. I think it could be better. It's like that weird uncanny valley, and I don't know how long I'll keep using my character or make like a new character, because just the similarities, that uncanny valley kind of makes it kind of instantly pop out as fake, right? Like it looks like a good video game cutscene. This doesn't look like photoreal, right? I know that. But I also know that in a few months I'm going to look back at this and think it's so bad, and right now I'm so excited about it. And I love that about it. So I'm just excited for what's ahead. So yeah, let's dive into creating this and the workflow with the head rig and why it's amazing. And also take a quick look at the live feed and stuff, because it's awesome. It's so easy to use and makes it so quick. Also, this video is sponsored by Rococo. Thank you, Rococo, for the head cam rig. I mean, it's so good. Like, I cannot wait to use this more. There's going to be, it's just opened up doors of opportunity to act again, to create, and then, you know, you dive back into it. I'm just getting back into it. You know, I normally do a bunch of C4D tutorials and stuff, but getting to dive into editing, different camera angles, actors and things, then doing the Foley work for stuff. You guys have no idea how much raw chicken I had to eat to get that puke sound just right. But yeah, it's been super fun to dive in. So let's just go in and they're not going to want to sponsor this video. Let's just dive in Unreal Engine and talk about it. Alright, so inside of Unreal Engine, we are inside the Megascan Dark Cavern, which is free to download, free to use. I've just dropped in some cargo kit bash assets and stuff, and the astronaut suit we're going to use is the Astronova rig. We're not going to go through how I set that up, but it's incredibly easy. BMS, which is big, medium, small, has a video on how to transfer your metahuman face onto their rig. Super easy to follow. And then Rococo also has just great videos on how to import your stuff. But we're going to go ahead and cover that as well. But if you do have a Rococo rig, or you're curious about how easy it is, seriously check out Rococo. The link below to them. Like, Sam does a great job explaining everything really quickly and efficiently, and well, like, I think he shares my enthusiasm with the possibilities of what this can do, except I'm allowed to be a little goofier with it, I think. Okay. Or I don't know if it's allowed, but I make the mistake of being too stupid with it. All right, so let's go ahead and just, you know, grab our guy here. We've got our blueprint of me. Okay, so we've got our blueprint astronaut metahuman at cinematic level. That's me. We're going to go ahead and open that up, and we might need to open up the actual. Now we're going to go to the LOD sync real quick and just do the force LOD at 0, which is going to compile that. It's going to basically force it to be the best quality throughout the whole thing. Okay, cool. So here's me, right? I'll hide that other one. There I am. Hi. I'm all over. Well, I'm fat fingering. Okay, here we go. So there I am in all my glory. Okay, so what I want to do is first I want to change my colors and stuff. It's a boring outfit. Let me show you how cool this rig is. So all you gotta do is you choose your blueprint here, and you've got colors and outfits. Body color you can choose, or you can just do random, and you say set until you get something you like, or you can go through and choose them. I like dark gold, and then the accessory color I want to be carbon. Yeah, I like that. Cool. Black and yellow. Nice. Okay, so now let me show you how crazy easy it is to animate our guy in our rig here. So all we need to do is open up a render sequence, which this is new, by the way, a begin render. So the main thing is you're going to need to have the metahuman core. You can have, if you want to do the Rococo studio, you can actually do a live link straight into it and record that, which is really nice and easy, but you definitely need your metahuman stuff. I mean, all these things are available on tutorials for this stuff, which is really easy. Basically, I'm just going to show you how easy the head cannon is for this kind of thing. All right, so let's go ahead and go to our Capture Manager folder here, which we have. If you don't have that, that's fine. You can just create a new folder wherever you want to put it. And what we're going to do is we are going to import to the current folder, and we are going to choose wherever we stored our Rococo stuff, which for me was right here. So we are going to grab that clip. This is the one where they're all combined. So we're going to try that first. FBX, good. Everything should be good to go now. Used to have to change some things, but I think everything is good. As long as morph targets is checked, skeletal meshes is checked, import animations is checked, everything should be golden. There's our animation sequence, and we'll cover that here in a second. Now, I also want to import in the footage of my face, but let's go ahead and do our body here real quick. So all I need to do is right click my animation sequence, go to retarget animations, and then I choose the animation that my blueprint is using. And if you don't know what blueprint you're using, you can go to the body and you can see right here the skeletal mesh asset it's using is SKM body UE5. So right click, retarget animation, SKM UE body UE number 5. Boom, just like that. All right. And then you say export retarget assets, and we'll put it in the capture app, the same folder. And we click our clip 8 animate and say export animations, and we'll put it there, and we'll do prefix of me anime. Sure. Just so we can find it easier. Say export. Okay. Cool. So next, what we want to do is go ahead and click this little arrow right here by the little clapboard and say add level sequence. And we'll call this me animates. Me animate. All right, cool. So that's now created our sequence of me. And so now I just need to find me, which is Astro. Cool. And I'm the second one here. Drag and drop me in there. Boom. Just like that. Close that window. And you can see right now we're automatically rigged. We've got facial rig. Everything is good to go with this. Now, obviously for the body, we don't want the rig. We want to use our animation. So go ahead and delete the rig. And right here, we can just click this little plus button and go to animation. And here's me clip animate. Boom. There we go. Now we hit play. And there we go. We are animated. Good to go. Yes, so we're good to go. We're playing, walking around. We can adjust my arms a little bit if we need to, which is totally fine. Looks like we will. Cool. Yeah, the arms actually, yeah, they definitely need to be adjusted. So let's adjust those real quick. So what we can do is, I believe what we can do is add in a layered asset here. And then we can layer in our rig, which is the metahuman control rig, I believe will work. Yeah. And so we can just grab our arms, and this should work on top of that. We'll just spread them out a little bit. And just like that. And I might just like grab them and literally just move them out a little bit. Yeah. And so now when we hit play, our arms won't cross over. And just like that, we've fixed that issue. Pretty awesome, right? So now we have our animation and the ability to alter and control it, which is just insane. But obviously our face isn't working, so let's add our face in there. So now what we need to do is animate my face and use the capture footage that we got. So what we need to do is go to Tools, go down to livelink hub, turn that on. It's going to launch it. It's its own like window. I don't know why, but it is. So it launches, and just make sure you don't close it because it can just cause some issues if you do. But here's the cool thing is we can just come in here and instead of doing live data, we do the capture manager. So change that right there, add a device, and we want mono video ingest because we used, one lens from the head rig. Mono video ingest. And so we go down here to the take directory. And this is the part that kind of confused me. This is just like searching for the folder and then we'll auto populate your videos in here. I thought this was like where you're looking for your video file, but what we do is we come in here and we go to wherever you saved your file at. I saved mine in videos. And it's just actually inside this folder. And you see there's nothing here, but we're just selecting the folder. And it should populate right in there. There I am. So we're going to add that to the queue. That's perfect. And what we need to do, it's going to basically convert this to an image sequence for us, all within Unreal Engine. Totally fine. No issues whatsoever. And we are going to rotate it 90 degrees. So it's going to go ahead and flip that for us so we can track it. And we just go ahead and click start. It's going to do that really fast. This is a 2-minute and 20-second clip. It's going to roll through it pretty quick and make it pretty fast, which is fantastic, all while recording and everything. But yeah, it's just nice that you don't have to leave Unreal Engine for this. So we'll let that finish. All right, great. That has finished. Now remember to minimize this, not close it. It just can cause some issues. So now what that's done is that should have created a folder inside called Capture Manager, which is where we are, and we have imports here. And imports mono video ingest, and this is where we have our 2 files here. So this is the one I believe we just did versus this one, which was from earlier. Okay. The cool thing is the audio from the phone, everything comes in if we want. But here is the most important part is right here, we have the image sequence and here we have the capture data footage. So what I want to do now is right click in here and go to metahuman and then metahuman performance. All right, and we'll call this me animate perf. Okay, and double click that. Now, inside of this is where we'll change our input type from depth footage to monocular footage. Again, one lens, monocular. Grab our capture data, throw it right in here to the footage capture data. There I am. Look at me in all my glory. And then what you can do is you can actually use the a control rig for visualization if you want, like the face mesh. We can use my terrifying face mesh here, which is me without hair or anything and a droopy eye. It's awful. We don't need to transform track or do a control rig or anything for the head movement because our camera is locked in. So that's fantastic. Now, if you remember to do a neutral pose, that can be helpful. I totally forgot to, which is just like, basically do a very neutral pose and then calibrate that. Nah, it's not worth it. Okay, so we're good to go there. And all we have to do now is click process. Watch how fast this is. Boom. And this is going to basically just grab our footage, and this is faster than real time. This is like, it's just flying through this faster than the playback speed, which is just insane. You can see my metahuman is copying exactly what I'm doing without any issues, which is just nuts. Part of it's the metahuman rig that I used. The cool part is you can actually just completely change the visualization if you want to as well. This would probably go even faster if I wasn't recording on my GPU while doing this as well. But pretty cool. But yeah, let me show, once it's done, I'll change the visualization mesh. And we can choose like a default one, like a new rig. Here's like the basic metahuman. Go back here and hit play. And you can see, whoops, I zoomed in too far, that it is just working perfectly. Absolutely nuts. So now what we can do, we can clear this out, is we can just export the animation. So boom, this is going to be our AS me animated perf. That's totally fine in the capture manager inside that folder. Yep, great. Target skeleton, enable head movement. No, we don't need to do that. Export range. Cool. Awesome. So now we go into the sequencer, and now we have our, scroll back up through all my control rig things. We have our face, and again, just delete the facial rig here. Then we'll go to our face, click plus sign, go to animation, and choose our AS me animate perf. All right. But you can see our face is in fact working here, which is just insane. Now the eyes look a little glossy, and that's just a material thing. Through this, like a transparency through the lens, and then through that, we can fix that, but pretty cool. Okay, so my head pops out a little, we can adjust that. All right. So without making this an hour-long tutorial or whatever, basically I just go through there and just tweak the lighting settings, stuff like that. I readjust my head a little bit because the movement kind of goes through the suit, which is more my fault than Rococo's. 2 things I noticed when you're filming, because I'm just starting out filming this kind of stuff, is one, you need to have a pretend camera in mind so that you're looking at it, because I had to kind of cut between 2 different shots and stuff because it was weird because I was just talking and not looking at a camera. My eyes were just kinda all over the place, and that was really weird. So I need to make sure that I pretend to have a camera. And then also on top of that, you know, if you're gonna be acting in a helmet, don't move your head around as much as I do, like you're not in a helmet. You need to pretend you're in a helmet. So to help yourself some headaches and stuff. But it was pretty easy just to tweak and keyframe that. And then added rain with ultra dynamic sky and stuff and everything. But I do want to showcase, and then that's it. And then you do the folder work and everything in Premiere, and all that stuff. And basically, it just kind of came together and it rendered out. When I'm rendering it out, I rendered out with Lumen. And basically, my render settings are anti-aliasing. I do 2 and 19 with none as the override. And then on top of that, I do the console variable max quality, whatever that fill-in line is, and then set that to 1, which just sets a bunch of settings to max quality, and that's it. I hit render, and then you're good to go. But yeah, and it took a couple minutes, which is fantastic. All that to say, that was all just possible because of the head rig. And then let me showcase, I also did some tests with the live setup, which basically when you open up the livelink hub, instead of going in and changing it to capture device, you do the live link, and then you just choose the camera. And you can actually just hook the Rococo head rig straight into the computer. Ah, yes, straight into the sun. God. This is just absolutely just, it's just nuts, and it's so fun. And the Rococo head cam rig just, it just captures everything so good, and it's so organic that it really is, like, very easy to forget it's on. And so when you're acting and stuff, obviously, if you have, like, actors and things, that's fantastic. It allows them to, you know, not feel like they're wearing a helmet with a rig, with carrying a phone. You know, it's just, boom, this little bitty tiny webcam built in. So nice. Super light, probably the whole thing weighs like a pound or something. I don't know. You can't even tell it's on. It just feels like I'm wearing a headband, and it's just absolutely nuts and so good. And you can plug it straight into the Rococo suit. And what I would recommend doing is plug it into the suit, and then you just take it into here, right, into the live link hub, which you just go into preferences, turn on the plugin live link hub like you do with everything else in Unreal Engine. It's just a plugin that you need to enable, then restart. You do that, and then you say add source, and you literally do metahuman video, which is what I have done here. And I've chose a video device. Rococo headcam shows up there. So let's say you do the live link. That's it. Like, you plug your Rococo headcam in, and you're good to go.